we are seeing yet another breakthrough. We've been here before over the past 5 months, but when it comes to oil and oil movements in particular, do you think we could see oil drop further?
I think what's clear is that nothing is clear, Abir, and I think that's why we're not seeing oil continue to slide, right? A lot of why we saw it come off this morning, as much as 7% on Brent, was a big part because nothing escalated, right? And then Trump had his whole, we were supposed to hit them the hardest that's been hit since World War II, and, now that's not going to happen, now we're going to have talks. So I think there's certainly that's governing a lot of the drop. But I think we have to remember that the situation in Hormuz is still escalated. It's still not de-escalated completely, right? Iran continues to talk about managing the strait with Oman, like they've had final talks on that, as we heard from the foreign minister. And I think in the comments they said that the reopening of the straits had nothing at all to do with what was going on. And they talked about how the US attacks are what's caused the strait to close, right? So in terms of resumed flows, I think there's a lot that remains unclear.
And so, Nicholas, when it comes to the Strait of Hormuz, the movement there, what is the latest on those shipping lines? What are we seeing there?
So I will take your point. There has been some signs that flows are increasing, although we're nowhere near where they were before the war, right? Let's not forget that before the war, a fifth of the world's oil and gas flows flowed through Hormuz. Now we're seeing, of course, some of the shuttle flows starting to pick up. So early in the war, that was one of the workarounds. So ships would carry oil and gas out of Hormuz. They sort of come out and they do ship-to-ship transfers in and around Oman. And as recently as last Friday, when Bloomberg News checked, we saw more shuttle tankers doing those ship-to-ship transfers. So I think that's a hopeful sign. But let's not forget, of course, that this still remains a very unclear situation. The UK MTO mentioned early this morning that a ship off Oman had heard an explosion, like within 20 nautical miles. And I think some of the oil dropped this morning paired as a result of that, right? So I would say, as with all things Trump, we're a long way from clarity.